Hello, friends and family. My name is Shannon Stott, and you have tuned in to Improv On and Off the Show. I am the creator and director of Improv On and Off the Stage. And guess what? We have a show. This is it. You're watching it. What we do on this show is we take specialists like Emily Arnold, who is a behavioral analyst. We take creatives like Luke Wallens, who is going to join us today, who is an improviser and a drama therapist. Dun, 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 yes. And people that are amazing improvisers like Aaron Sines and, I'll say it, myself. So we take all those people, we smash them together on this show, and we talk about how improv actually affects us in our day-to-day. We here at Improv On and Off the Show are really interested in the nitty-gritty of how improv can really boost our lives, improve our lives, enhance our lives. Yes, on the stage, and guess what? Off the stage as well. Improv on and off the stage. Now you're wondering, Shannon, is this a solo show? No, it's not. It's a good question. I'm glad you asked. It's not a solo show. It has many people, many of which are all of whom I've actually described and told you about. And if I just keep blabbering here for the rest of the time, you'll never get to see them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add Aaron Sines right on up. Hi.
Hey. Hi, Shannon.
Hi, Aaron. How are you?
I'm excited to be here and excited to see you.
I'm excited to see you. It's been a little while, and it's good to just get back into it, huh?
Yeah.
What?
And I guess part of what I'm really excited about is learning what today's theme is, because I thought it might be poker, but it's not probably poker.
It's not poker. It's not. That's a great question, what today's theme is. And to talk about what today's theme is, we're going to bring up Emily Arnold.
Hi.
Hi, Emily.
Hi, I was looking for our live stream.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad you're looking for it. We've got people all over, some on Facebook, some on YouTube, and some on Twitch. And so, you know what? We're doing our lives right now.
We're doing it. So hi, everyone. I'm Emily Arnold Fleming. I'm a behavior analyst, and I'm here for you.
Emily, we're talking.
That sounds vaguely like a threat. Is it a threat, Emily?
Yes, I'm here for you, and we're going to talk about courage, and it's going to be a lot.
Courage?
Yes, courage.
That is our theme for tonight. Are you excited about it?
Well, yeah, I have this whole monologue that the Cowardly Lion says in Wizard of Oz. I don't know that monologue, but it's going through my head still and very quietly in the background in black and white.
It's too late now. Can you just say out loud what you remember? Just.
What have they got that I haven't got? Courage. That's the last line. That's all I have. I'm sorry. Hey, everybody, I'm an improviser, not a professional memorizer. So, tell you what, we can take this from the top. Anyway, no, we can't take it from the top. This is live, everyone, back home. So there we are.
Aaron Sines, before we talk like specifics with Emily Arnold about courage, how is courage showing up in your life today? In your just regular day to day, how's it showing up?
Well, there's the heavy things we can talk about, living through a pandemic, through global climate crisis, et cetera, and all the ways we deal with that. That does take courage. But you know what else takes courage? What takes courage is looking in your dog's eyes and saying, please, will you make a pee-pee? Please, will you make a pee-pee? Because he's getting older. I don't know if your dog is getting older. My dog is getting older. And he requires encouragement. And you have to be so brave when you give him encouragement for two reasons. The first is he'll just give you this dead, glassy-eyed, you're a human, you can't possibly understand what it means for a dog to pee look. And it really it's like all the love you get from a dog just undercut. You just lose it. You have to have courage to face the emotional crime that is telling the dog that he has to do anything. And then there's the other part you need courage about, and it is in fact the two. Because my dog, it doesn't understand different English words. And sometimes things just come out when you encourage him. And you got to look him straight in the eye and make eye contact until he's done. And just be brave about what's happening. So, that's my courage right now.
That's amazing. That's amazing, Aaron Sines. Thank you
You.
very much for telling us how courage is showing up in your life.
I'm a very brave boy.
Yeah, you're truly a poet.
Thank you.
Yes, yes. Well, I'm going to share with you how courage is. Actually, I'm going to share with Emily. Emily, I'm sharing with you.
Okay, thanks.
How courage is showing up in my life. And I'll tell you what, courage is showing up in my life this way. So one of the things that I've really been practicing is asking for money. So not necessarily like, hey, please, sir, may I have some money? Like, not necessarily that, but really trying to ask for what I'm worth. So as I've been moving through life and getting different jobs with on and off the stage, and we were contracting with different companies, the company will come and they'll say, we'll pay you this. And I look at it, and usually back when I was first starting, I would say, yes, money, any money whatsoever. Because that's how I sounded back then. But now I look at it and I think to myself, well, what am I worth? What am I worth? And it feels like I could be worth more. See, even now, I could be worth more. And so it has been like gut-wrenchingly difficult to to go back to companies and say, this is the price, take it or leave it, and then kind of that like butterfly, like, ooh, what if they leave it? And that's been a thing. That's been a whole thing, Emily.
Yeah, that sounds like you're being very courageous to be able to deal with those feelings and face those feelings to do that. I'm proud of you.
Thanks.
I'm proud of both of you. I'm proud of, to varying degrees, I'm proud of both of you.
That's good. There you go.
So, Aaron and I, you're proud of us for varying degrees. You're proud of us, but we want to hear a little bit more about what you have to say about courage, and we're going to let you sort of talk to everyone about, as a behavioral analyst, how you see courage and how it shows up in people's lives. So we're gonna let you take that away.
I would love to do that. So in just a second, you're going to see some stuff pop up on my screen, and we'll talk about courage, just like that. Yeah, just like that. Perfect. Wonderful. So that's our theme today. We have a cute little lion symbolizing courage, just like Aaron talked about. Now, a lot of times when we think about courage, we think about those super heroic people who got all these medals of honor, who superheroes or warriors, kind of larger than life people. But you know what? I think courage can be found in all of us, just like Shannon was just talking about with, discussing her worth, or Aaron is talking about with being a dog owner. And so I would like to define courage for us today. That's part of what I do as my job as a behavior analyst, is to take behaviors and define them a little bit. So today I would like to define courage as accepting and making space for situations that bring you discomfort. And there are a lot of things in life that bring us discomfort, right? There are some things that are like outside of our bodies that can bring us discomfort and can be scary, right? Scary ghosts and beasts and bullies, all of these realistic things that are incredibly scary to us that we might have to face and stand up to. And doing that takes some courage, but also the stuff inside of us too, right? When we are, even people who are athletes and performers and superheroes, sometimes get those thoughts of like, what if I'm not good enough? And those uncomfortable thoughts and feelings, similar to what Shannon was saying, like, am I worth enough, right? Now, in order to take on all of these challenges, to have, to feel like we have courage, we have to use what I'm calling our courage armory. So we have a whole lot of weapons and shields and things that can help us in our courageous battle against what is uncomfortable to us. Some of those things include just taking small steps, just a little bit at a time. Some of it includes remembering what's important to you and why you're doing this in the first place. There's having confidence. there's practicing. And I think the most important shield for us of all is having our support systems and people who love us. So let's look at some examples of these in place. So for example, we see like a big scary spider, right? And we look at it and we think, oh my gosh, if I go up to that spider, it is going to devour me and it's too scary and I cannot handle it. Well, good news. You don't need to do all sorts of crazy things. You don't have to touch him. You don't have to pick him up. You can take a small step. You can just walk around him. Just being in that presence, just facing that situation and not running away, that shows some courage. Also, maybe sometimes you're at work, you're giving a talk and you're like, oh man, what if they hate my ideas? And you're feeling that discomfort and you want to run away and you want to stop talking. But you can be armed with some things like remembering why it's important for you to be talking, if it's important for you to express yourself. And then you can arm yourself with your support systems, your coworkers who have your back and who want you to succeed. And then finally, sometimes we have uncomfortable situations with friends, right? Sometimes we might hurt other people's feelings. Sometimes we might say the wrong thing and we don't know what to say, and that's okay. In situations like this, sometimes it just takes practice. Sometimes it just takes practice to sit in that discomfort and say, you know what, I'm sorry. Thanks for telling me that. I'm going to sit with this and I'm going to face it. I'm not going to run away from this. Now, as improvisers, improvisers have so many weapons in the armory. They use a lot of them, almost entirely, well, not almost entirely, but like one of the big ones is having that support system, people to support each other. And they also, there's a lot of practice that goes into improvisation, right? And remembering what's important is having people's back or putting on a good show or, trusting yourself, any of those things that are important to you. And then we also know that sometimes, like I said before, it's okay to take small steps. What you say doesn't have to be big, right? We're just making everything up as improvisers. Now, let's go ahead and go to Shannon and Erin to show us how they are going to be courageous improvisers and they're going to make everything up. So let's see them.
Lydia. Hey.
Yeah. Hi.
Hi.
Hey.
Oh, sorry. I just got distracted again. You know, all the planes going overhead and stuff like that. It's going to be pretty windy up there. That's what I hear.
Yeah. I was.
Are you nervous yet? I'm a little nervous.
No, I'm a little nervous. I wasn't expecting us to be on the same flight. I wasn't expecting to be paired with you.
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, I think they can only get 16 people to jump at once. So I think maybe, I could wait for the next flight if you want to do your own solo thing. I know it's first time. It'd be pretty important, pretty cool. This is my second jump.
It's my, I've never jumped. It's my first. I mean, you know that. Sorry. I'm sorry. I just didn't think that, I knew we were coming. I knew you and I were going to be here together and we were going to jump together and, on the same flight, on the same plane.
I got super excited when I saw all the different team building activities and that no one else would sign up for this except for you and then me, because I figured, hey, we're both also the only two people on our teams that handle the deep accounting stuff. So like maybe there's something in like being a numbers person that makes you like a little bit more ready to jump out of plane, right?
Zach, when we were talking, last night when we were talking, I thought maybe that I guess you were feeling a certain way and I was feeling a different way.
Oh, how are you feeling? Because I'm nervous. I'm really nervous.
Yeah, yes, me too. I'm nervous about the jump. Yeah.
Is it work stuff?
No. I think I'm fine, actually. I think you and I jumping together is probably great. You know, now that I think about it, when we get down to it and we land and whatnot, we can probably have lunch if you want.
Yeah. And we can sign up because when you do the first jump, they give you a huge discount, like 80% off if you sign for a whole month of jumps. That's what I think we should do. Lydia, I think we should just do a month of jumps. We should just keep jumping out. What do you think?
Yeah, together. That feels right. That feels so right. That feels really good. Yeah.
Yeah. Because you're, I mean, it's really like I like working with you.
I know.
I know that since you had to start shifting your lunch to earlier, we can't like run into each other in the lunchrooms anymore. But like I'm still there mentally, you know, like we had some great conversations. So
yeah,
I'm pretty into it.
Yeah, you know, when they made me shift my lunch, I felt so
bummer though, right?
Bummer to leave, to be not having lunch with you. And but now jumping out of a plane attached to you, sounds super comforting.
You know, I don't think you've ever seen the real me, like the full me, because you've seen like, you know, Work Zach, right? And like Work Zach is like a totally chill dude who gets his work done. But like out of Work Zach, like I could bring a lot of things you don't even know yet, Lydia. I'm gonna blow your mind maybe as we're falling out of the sky together. You know, I have like so many things I want to do, you know, and like so many things I find interesting, and like I can talk about them all the time. Like like antiques. Like, what are your thoughts on antiques? Go.
What are your thoughts?
Yeah, so like they're everywhere. You can go to any small town, and it's really great for a date. I don't know if you have somebody special. I know there was some guys you didn't want to talk about because it was work. But when you are 8,000 feet up in the air, girl, there are no boundaries, you know? So like, you just let me know about that because friendly curiosity and stuff. And, you know, there's just so much to do when you're antiquing too, because it's like the history is catching up to you, you know, like your history is catching up to you. Lydia.
I think I should probably pee before we get up there. So I'm gonna pee, and I'll see you on the plane.
Yeah. And
I'm gonna pee.
Okay. Because I like you.
Yay!
We did it! We did it! Emily.
You did it.
Tell Shannon how she was brave to be in a scene with me where I was clearly insane. Let her understand how brave it was to deal with me.
Yeah, let's talk about those characters or those people in that scene. And you talk about it, Emily. Woo.
Yeah, I actually, even more than the characters though, I find it courageous for you, Shannon, in particular, have this is just one example of the way that you demonstrate such emotional vulnerability in your performances, which I find super courageous. That would be something that would bring me a lot of discomfort. So it's very inspiring to me, the way that your emotions, you can read them all over your face. And like your character was vulnerable, but you were also vulnerable within that. And I think Aaron's character demonstrated a pretty good kind of the opposite of courage a little bit, in that he just kept avoiding the subject of emotional vulnerability. So there was a really great contrast of being able to sit in that discomfort versus like, oh, well, let's talk about antiquing and let's do all these other things. Yeah, I thought that was beautiful.
Yeah. What did you think, Aaron?
I am. I was trying to play the Cowardly Lion. I know that seems strange, but that was my little hit. And the thing that I kept on getting from that was how much bluster that character had at the beginning of that movie, or the book, I guess, too, and how that bluster had to go into being more demonstrably afraid before it could find the courage to not be afraid. And so I thought bluster was a very good emotion to play with and courage.
Yeah.
I don't know, I would probably have liked to see that turn we hit at the very end, like halfway in the scene. Like we need to hit that like way earlier. Not to get too much into the technical stuff there, but I think that would have been the only thing I really wanted out of that scene, is for it to get to its point earlier and then just see the fallout.
That's interesting. It's interesting because I think I went the opposite. Like, as far as for a vulnerable character, I think I went with myself. What does it feel like not to have courage to speak up for yourself, or to really tell someone how you feel in a situation? What does that actually feel like? And not that I was definitely trying to make a segue, but I think I have done a good job in that in that we have a drama therapist with us to talk about.
We do.
Is it Luke Wallens?
So I'm going to bring up Luke Wallens, who is a drama therapist. Luke Wallens, welcome.
Hello. Hey. Hi, everybody.
Hey, Dr. Luke.
Oh my gosh, it's the best thing ever. Luke, did you watch that scene? How'd you
yes,
think
I
of
did.
it?
Yeah.
What did you think of it as a particular? No, you know what? That's not what this is about. This is about you right now, Luke Wallens.
Okay.
Like, I could ask you lots of things, but we've got lots of play time to do together, and I want to hear all about you. And I feel like you and Emily are going to talk about all of this together, and Aaron and I are going to jet for a second.
I feel like you're exactly right.
Excellent. Luke, welcome.
Thank you. Yay. Hello. Yay. Oh, okay. Hello.
Well, hi, Luke.
Hi,
So
Emily.
I am so excited to introduce you to the live stream and to the world.
Yay.
So Luke, let's first tell us a little bit about yourself, and then I'll ask you questions about drama therapy and courage, etc. So
yes. Yeah. So my name is Luke Wallens, and I'm a drama therapist. I work at a nonprofit for adults with disabilities. And so I've been working there for about 3 years. So basically I'm teaching expressive arts there. So so I'm teaching on one days it's kind of like expressive arts based in science. So kind of we're talking about the solar system right now. The next time is about social skills and different social skills that they want to work on. Right now we're kind of talking about like friendship and boundaries. And then Fridays are just kind of more fun. We will be talking about we created different stories. We've been teaching online too, and so we've been creating different stories throughout the pandemic and different quarantine stories. So we'll bring those back and kind of refurbish them to make shows out of them somehow. So it'll be fun.
that is amazing. So for those humans out there who are like, I did not know that drama therapy is a thing, can you please give a description about what drama therapy is and how your expressive arts work falls into it?
Right. So drama therapy is kind of like occupational therapy for the stage. So that basically means that you're finding different ways to embody things that you do in like talk therapy, for example, but performing it and really embodying like different words, different phrases, different movements to figure out things for yourself and your situations. And there's a lot of different aspects of drama therapy. There's psychodrama, which is talking about one person's memories and trauma and working with them through that as a group. There's there's sociodrama, which is kind of working as a group together to figure out like a common like everyone's kind of group thought about like situation. And then, you know, there's play therapy, working with like just with play and different ways to learn about yourself through play. And there's also sand tray, which is you have different objects that you kind of put in a sand tray, and those kind of represent different aspects of your life. And then you talk about that with the drama therapist. So it incorporates a lot. There's a lot of Venn diagrams that go along with it. And how it incorporates into expressive arts is basically you know, there's on Fridays, there's more like play therapy, like kind of like, okay, we're going to play with these roles and everything like that, and play with like different concerns that people have, but we're going to write a script about it, and we're going to go through a story journey to figure it out. Whereas the social skills aspect is kind of like, okay, this is a problem that I have, you know, dealing with a friend and boundaries, and so you know, what is that friend saying, and how can the group and how can everyone kind of figure out like what would be the next steps for that. And then also like the science-based expressive arts is kind of like, okay, cool, you know, what's the world like, or what's our solar system like, and how are we infusing that with our emotions, our movement and everything like that. To really work on skills that the clients need to, you know, can work on, and that they have the opportunity to work on. Say it's speaking up more, or it's moving about more, or just making new friends because they might be new to the program as well. So yeah, all of those kind of combined, you know, is how I'm kind of infusing drama therapy into my work.
Yeah. That's so cool. It's a lot.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Sounds like it sounds like you wind up challenging your clients, putting them in uncomfortable situations frequently.
It's like the thing is, like, you know, there's sometimes where clients they're reluctant to play. Like how the room is set up is basically, you know, they're in an art studio, so they do art in the afternoon, but and so you know, they're sat at their desk, and if you know, they're invited to play, but they don't have to play. And so some of them are like for different reasons, you know, they don't want to participate, or they'll participate from their desks and everything like that. And so, but they can always observe. And lots of times, you know, it's kind of like, oh, I want to stand back. I want to see what's happening first before I dive in. And so, and then also there's sometimes where sometimes there's a cognitive delay that happens, and so it's just like whereas with one client, whereas another client, you know, they get things right away, and they're just like, oh yeah, let's keep going. So it's all about like, okay, we're going to balance this out. You know, like, I understand that you want to keep things going. That's great. And so but let's listen in on this other client, and just be patient and wait for them, because, you know, these are just games, these are just fun, and I'm glad that everybody's having fun. So let's carry on with that.
Yeah. So it sounds like when I had my thing earlier, I was talking about, you know, the courage armory, the like things that you use when you're feeling uncomfortable. So it sounds like you're doing things like setting up a positive environment, and like teaching some patience. Do you have any other specific skills that you're teaching to help your clients be courageous?
Yeah. Well, the thing is, yeah, like really taking small steps here and there. You know, I really like when you were talking about that. Lots of times, you know, there's just like, you know, like they only get some clients only get out one word, and the rest of the time they're feeling very, very shy. And I'm just like, oh, that's awesome. Just really like encouragement about that one little thing. And I'm like, yay, you did it. Awesome. Or like just finding fascination in that, or like, oh, wow, that was a really cool movement that you did. Like, oh yeah, like, is it okay if we copy that and kind of like get into that as well? Like, oh wow, so it's just like enthusiasm and encouragement with like little things so they can feel more confident when they're coming to the group. And then also like, just checking in with them later on too throughout the day and being like, okay, I liked what you did there. That was really cool. Checking in with them about like, oh, it seemed like you were upset about this one thing. Do you want to talk about it? Or like, do you want to work through it with us? Or do you want to focus on other things? So it's up to them. So they, but the thing is, like, I also like to provide a lot of different choice for them as well, because that's also empowering when you have ownership over different decisions that you make. That really helps build a platform for yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. When you can like be the one in with that power. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, so speaking of all the wonderful things you do, Luke, I would love to see some kinds of your exercises. So if it's okay with you, why don't we bring back Shannon and Aaron and you can work your magic.
Cool, yay. Hello. Yay.
Hi.
Cool.
We're here, and we were told that we get to experience drama therapy as improvisers, and we're going to try and hang up our improviser hats a little bit and put on or rather just like reveal our human hats.
Okay.
There we go. Good, great. We're here for you, Luke.
Okay.
You're obviously scared, and by we I mean Shannon. Shannon doesn't know what to expect.
It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be great. So basically, like, we'll go over some different ways to play with roles and role theory. Role theory was developed by Robert Landy, a drama therapist in New York, and he basically said that we play a lot of different roles throughout our lives, and throughout our days too. Like, so, like, for example, like, if I'm like I have my dog, like, like I'm going to be like a different role of like, okay, cool. I'll be warrior. Yeah, that's right. And then my dog barked. Whereas like if I'm just watching TV, it might be like couch potato. So, like different type of roles as we're going along. So I want to see what we can do. Just kind of playing with that first, and seeing how we're going to play with it. So I would say we're going to go a little bit personal. Yeah, get ready. I see Aaron's eyes just whoa. So yeah,
you can do it, Aaron. Courage.
So basically, like, if you were like at your like everyday job. Sorry, just 1 second. So everyday job. If we were there, like what type of role would you be playing? So would it be like just to give you a couple examples? I got a lot of examples. But like, would it be like the lost one, the artist, the revolutionary, the rebel, the adult, the child? So like kind of every day, like at your job, what would that be for either one of you? Let's start with Shannon.
Yes. So I'm sure you didn't list them all, but
right. Yeah.
I think that the one that actually resonated with me when you were listing the ones that you have was the child. And I'm resonating with that because I feel like, on a positive note, I can be very curious, and it takes curiosity to do my job and to figure out how things are coming to me, how I'm going to get clients, and creative curiosity, that type of thing feels like the child. But I also, when I think about that, I think about like hiding, being a little bit scared, being scared of change, not wanting, throwing temper tantrums. I don't want to do it. I don't want to send emails.
Yeah.
Said it there. I said it.
Yeah.
So
No.
that's what I'm sort of like. That's what I'm connecting with.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. How about you, Aaron?
Is there a role of like vizier and or advisor of some kind?
Yeah.
So I don't make a lot of choices at my job. I'm an analyst, so I provide people with a lot of maybe even useful information about the choices they must make. So that's kind of the role I'm usually in. So it's not quite a teacher role, right? So it's not me instructing. It's more of me like listening and discussing topics. Not quite peer-to-peer either, but somewhere in there.
Got it. Okay. So yeah, we had the vizier and the child. Cool. And then let's see. What would be like one phrase that you would say for each of your roles? What would be like the main phrase?
A diamond in the rough. No. Let me get back to you on that.
Okay. Got it.
Is that the actual phrase, or is that you passing it to me?
No, that's the actual phrase. Like half my job is just let me get back to you on that, and then I go and I get back to him on that.
Okay. What came to me was like, let me do it. Yeah, that's my phrase. Let me do it. Like I can do it, or let me do it.
Right. Yeah. So I kind of already see also like your physicalities are coming out too with that. So part of drama therapy is embodying things. So it's all about like cool. Let me do it, and then let me get back to you about that. So it's just kind of backing up a little bit, be like, okay, cool. Let me get back to you about that. Yeah. So yeah. Woo. Okay. Cool. Great. Yeah. Got it. Got the information. Collecting it. Holding it. Yep. Cool. Great. Yeah.
I caught it.
Yeah. Carry on. Yeah. So but let's switch gears a little bit and let's do like a Saturday afternoon. The complete opposite. Not working whatsoever. There are a lot of different roles, and obviously you can make up your own role. You don't have to use the ones that I just provided as well. So have a think about like which roles come to mind. I can give you some more examples if you want. Or if you got
Aaron
one.
I know mine.
Share yours, Aaron.
I'm the dad, the father. Paterfamilias. That's me.
Yeah.
My go-to phrase would be, "Hey."
Got it. Yep.
I think I would the tour guide, like bringing people along, telling people what to do for their maximum amount of fun. And if we're choosing phrases, it would be something like let me do it.
That's great. Yeah. But
yeah,
I'm getting the sense we should let Shannon do it.
Yes, we'll let her do it. Yeah.
Else who's watching.
Right. Done. Yeah.
It's keeping Shannon from doing it, but let Shannon do it.
Yeah. Yeah. So
that's right. That's real. That's it. I think it would be that. It would be like, come on, everybody, let me do it.
Right. Yeah. But a different physicality too. So it's the same phrase, but like, let me do it. Whereas like, just let me do it. Yeah. Like, so with the child. So got it. That's cool. So so kind of like providing examples with different roles to play. And just going to go a little bit deeper, but a little bit different. Let's look at thinking about like a moment that you were courageous, that you felt very courageous for you. and if you so think about that for a bit. If you would like to share that, that's great, but you don't have to. So be thinking about that, and so see if you can come up with like a phrase or a physicality that would go with that. Yeah. Yeah, and if it helps to like talk about the situation that you felt courageous in, that's great. But if
that's great.
It certainly helps to show, Luke. That's a good point.
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
Right?
Sure. What am I doing? Yeah.
Yeah. Shannon, you have any hits? Because I'm not. I don't think of myself as a courageous person. I'm figuring out because I'm having a hard time identifying those points in time where I would have been courageous. I can think of lots of times when I have been reckless in the face of danger and or fear, but very few times where I felt courageous in the face of danger and or fear. Does that make sense, Luke?
Yeah. So kind of like not taking it on, but kind of like, oh, you know what? I'm just gonna,
Yeah, that's my approach to improv a lot of the time. When I get like the shakes or something else before a show, it's not like I'm like, Aaron, find your inner courage. You can do this. Let's do it. Instead, I'm just like, hey, look over there, get on stage. And then just go. And I just go and be afraid in front of people. And generally that leads to some sort of comedic moment. And that's all it takes. So this is really making me think, Luke, about going deeper and finding not just a path out of what scares me, but a path that uses courage, or creating a path with courage rather than finding a path out. I don't know.
Got it. Okay. Well, yes, we'll come back to that. I just want to get to Shannon really quick, and then I know the next step is great. Yeah, cool, great.
This is exciting. So one time I had to apologize. I was in a meeting and I said something not so great to a person in front of a group, and when we came back, it was a Zoom meeting. We had to go from one breakout room to another. And when we came back, I really had to muster up the courage to apologize to her in front of everyone, because it was like, so I think just like I'm really sorry is my movement and my phrase.
I'm really sorry. Okay.
I'm really sorry.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. And Aaron, did you have like a movement? And for that, go for the the recklessness. Go for like
I'll just do like a action shot.
Yeah. Okay. Quick. Sorry. Wait. Yeah. Sure. Yeah.
You have a phrase,
it's like dabbing, but not successful.
Okay.
Do you have a phrase that goes with that?
Yeah.
Just do it.
Just do it. Just do it. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Great. Okay. Cool. All right. So we're gonna play with these just a little bit, and then we'll come back, because this might be a good way to segue back to the scene that you had before. Surprise. So basically, so I would say, let's see if we can switch it. And so Shannon, so Aaron, you're going to take on Shannon's I'm sorry, and then vice versa. And so let's just do this one at a time. So Aaron, can you take on Shannon's I'm sorry just really quick?
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Cool. Awesome.
Just do it.
Nice. Yeah. Sweet. And then this is the final thing, and then we'll go back. What would you? So Shannon has. Aaron has this. Shannon has this. And then like Shannon, what would you say to your I'm sorry, like to Aaron's I'm sorry? Yeah.
Luke,
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting all this mess.
I know,
All
I
this
know.
amazingness. I wasn't expecting this. This is great. This is great. Aaron, will you do that? Will you do that again for me?
No, I'll confront my deeper inner issues with Luke Wallens. Yes, that's exactly what I expected to do tonight, and now I'm doing it.
Or we can take a pause.
No,
No, this is great.
Just do it. Just do it. No, wait. First off, I am sorry for taking space. What would you like, Luke? What did you want me to say? I'm sorry, but then say something.
I just want you to
Shannon speaks to her. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Or it says like, yeah. It says
I would say to that person, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. I was hurt. So thank you.
cool. Great. Yeah. All right. We'll
Ready?
flip it. So yeah.
Just do it.
Yeah, buddy, and you are going to do it. Just do it the right way.
Okay. Cool. Awesome. That's great. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Let's take a breath. And shake it out. Yeah. That was a lot. That was very quick too. So yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
I have something to say.
Yeah.
To the drama therapist. There is something about taking somebody else's action like that and putting it in your own body that really makes you. When I was doing this, when this just do it, I felt scared. Like my whole body was like, "Oh, this is not. We're acting too fast. I can't process. This is scary for me." And which in turn makes me feel more connected to Aaron as a partner, as like it puts me in a space where, oh, I feel like I know what Aaron is going through a little bit before he gets on stage, specifically with me, or because I play with him a lot. So that's interesting. And then that's on stage. And then the off stage part would be, I wonder what that's like to see somebody and put it in your body. If I had thought to myself, if I had really looked at that person when I was talking, saying whatever crap I was saying to this person in front of people, if I had taken the time just to look at her body language and mimic it, I wonder if that would have helped me know faster that I was misstepping.
I don't know. I mean, Shannon, just going to go off of that. I noticed this gesture, which is also like cradling a small flying squirrel, right? Like it's like there's a small little thing that you're keeping safe, right? I'm sorry, but it's also sort of like I'm choking, and it's also attacking yourself. And I find there's a certain when we apologize, we make ourselves small and vulnerable to demonstrate to the person that we attacked, hey, I'm in fact not attacking you anymore. In fact, I'm almost making it look like you're attacking, like I'm almost taking an attack myself to demonstrate my lack of intent. And then just immediately contrasting with this business, which is a lot of, I mean, literally going too fast to be held back, literally going too fast to have any vulnerability. I think it's interesting that we play so much together, and that those are the sort of almost polar opposites of how things go.
I like what you said. Luke, help us.
Yeah. So basically, like, part of drama therapy is like, knowing, what your roles are, and also, like, I mean, because we're talking about courage tonight, it takes a lot of vulnerability, one, to give, the other gesture and movement to another person, that you trust, and then also, like, it takes a lot of courage to to heal that for yourself, or be like, hey, you're like, you're amazing, and a lot of empowerment comes from the self, and it starts with the self first and then goes outwards. So so with with playing the role and then also facing the role and having that perspective from another person, like you can play with it and begin healing as you're going along too. So yeah.
I love that. I love that. I think it might be time for us to bring Emily back and to help us sort of round out this conversation. This is I knew Luke that we were going to be vulnerable. I knew this, and usually, all the time, I'm like, I am the queen of vulnerability. I am vulnerable all the time. But in this exercise, I very much was surprised. I was surprised with how all of this turned out. Thank you for being vulnerable with us. Let's see what Emily has to say about this whole business.
That was fun to watch.
It was fun to be in.
And isn't it funny that, like you said, you're like the queen of vulnerability, but like when it is coming kind of like not necessarily on your terms, like someone's asking you to do it live on YouTube, it's a little different. I wrote down, yes, I'll confront my inner demons in front of Luke Wallens, because that is exactly the courageous statement that we need tonight.
Well done, Aaron. Well done. Okay. So this is what we all are doing is figuring out how to bring, rather, not show, but really embody and bring courage into our lives, whether it be on the stage, on the improv stage, or on any drama stage for that matter, Luke, and off the stage. And I'm wondering, Luke, is there anything that you would like to leave us with today if you were going to pick one thing that you saw on the show or that you saw us do while we were doing exercises with you, or even that you talked about with Emily, that you would want to make sure our audience remembers about courage?
Like Emily said, that improvisers have a lot of tools on stage to pull from and everything like that. And but everyone does have the tools that they need to empower and find the courage within themselves. And finding different ways to do that is what it's all about. So.
Agreed. Thank you, Luke Wallens, for being here. This is a big deal for us to do something a little different and to experience what drama therapy is about. To see this in action is a really big deal. So thank you, and double thank you.
Oh, thank you. And all the thank yous. Yeah.
If you're looking for Luke Wallens, you can email him at lukewallens@gmail.com. So email him, find your courage. Email Luke and let him help you find your courage.
Yeah.
There we go. For now, bye, Luke. Thank you,
bye.
Luke.
Thank you.
All right, Emily, same thing. Just give us the overview. You're the professional.
I love that tonight focused on courage in the sense of vulnerability rather than courage in the sense of like a big dramatic, like what you would think of as a brave action. So I love that. That's, primarily what we focused on was being a little bit, looking inside ourselves a little bit more and kind of being a little introspective and sitting with that discomfort and not turning away from it. So I'm proud of you two for being courageous tonight.
Thank you. There's a lot there, right? There's a lot. Thank you, Emily.
Thank you. See you later.
See you next time. Hi, Aaron.
Hey, Shannon. You know what really strikes me about this? We use a lion, right, to demonstrate courage.
Please, yes. Please.
Is this too much? Is this too much?
I'm ready. I know, I'm ready.
Everyone at home.
I want to know what you're about to say.
Well, we use a lion to demonstrate courage, right? Because it's this big, strong animal, but it's also an animal that would eat us, right? So there's also this idea that courage is like fighting the lion, right? But I think what Luke demonstrated very clearly, we asked two very outgoing people about their emotions, and we went, oh, I need to cry. Right? And like Emily demonstrated through her great symbolism of weapons, is that really the modern struggle for courage is courage to be ourselves, right? Because most of what we interact with is not lions, it's other human beings. And the things they hurt us with can, of course, be physical, but mostly what they hurt us with is us being ashamed, embarrassed, guilty, or feeling less than, which is whether you are trying to prove to somebody that you love them by jumping out of a plane with them strapped to you, or whether you are trying to prove that you are strong enough to deal with your mistakes by apologizing, or whether or not you are trying to prove that you're courageous enough to do things slow and steady, even though that's much more hardcore than just jumping into it. I think that's what I'm taking away from tonight, is that the courage is it's a lion inside, but I don't look for lions on the outside. I look for people's faces and that human connection. That's where my courage needs to go, and probably for a lot of people who are listening, maybe.
Aaron, sometimes you start in a place and it makes me want to, and then you keep talking, and I'm just like, dang, the man is smart. You just gotta wait. You gotta sit and you gotta wait. I love that. I love that idea of having it being the lion inside of you, this thing that would eat you, and those things that you mentioned, shame, right? Being afraid to apologize, being in certain situations, trying to prove yourself to other people. These are beautiful things that we can learn through all of the stuff that we're doing. We can learn them through improv, and improv comes under drama therapy. So thank you, drama therapy. Thank you, Luke Wallens, for teaching us these things. Thank you, Emily Arnold, for watching our body language and through being a behavioral analyst and helping us find these things. I'm really excited. I am grounded. I am sitting in this, and it's very helpful. So thank you all. Aaron, yes, you're going to say something amazing.
Well, I think we're going to come back to this episode a lot because I feel like we learned a lot here. But what's next episode, Shannon? What's the next thing? What are we learning about next?
So if you are watching on YouTube, if you are watching on Facebook, if you are watching on Twitch, you can put in the comments what you want the next episode to be about, and we will we'll take it under consideration. This one came from Sophia. Sophia, thank you. Bravery. Perfect. Our last one was about another topic, so you'll have to look that up. Ooh, I'm getting resilience. Resilience is a great one. Thank you, resilience. Resilience is probably going to be the one that we choose. So Aaron Signs, resilience.
See you in resilience. Bye.
Bye. Friends and family, this has been all of us, Luke Wallens, Emily Arnold, Aaron Signs, myself, Shannon Stott, with Improv On and Off the Show. If you're looking for Improv On and Off the Stage, you can find me at shannonstott.com, where we have classes and workshops and lots of videos like this that help you find your courage, find resilience, really figure out how improv can help your life be more balanced, be more free, be more connected to yourself and to others. Friends and family, it's time to go. I will see you next time on Improv On and Off the Show.